When did you start learning English?
Well, I started like most of Spanish students when I was 7 and I started to go in to elementary school. But I mainly became interested when I was 12 because I started to listen to American music and I wanted to know what they were singing and I started to translate the lyrics. And also I started watching series in original version but closed caption to know what they were saying. And I've been doing that for 8 years already. And I think that really helped me to learn English and speak it fluently. But actually, this is something I did because I really liked it. And common students doesn't do it because they have to do it English. They learn English because they have to do so.
Yeah, I think that it's good for us, the translators, because if most Spanish people doesn't speak English, we have more chances to get any job in common situations. Of course, in countries where English is widely spoken, translators are also required only in enterprises or business situations.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I think that's a selfish idea because I was meaning to people, common people, which need English to succeed in future. Actually, I think it is a main thing to know English or other languages.
In my opinion, people with a very important job, like our president, for example, should have a high knowledge about English because they are somehow people that represent us.
Yeah, but the president is from a generation which have grown up with a dictatorship and it was forbidden all other languages which were not Spanish. And so he began to dub all the movies and the series in Spanish. And now we still are doing that. We're dubbing all our multimedia material. So I think if we had another time an original version or closed caption like in countries like Portugal or Romania, it would help us a lot.
Well, I think that it's a good idea because Spanish people need to practice English, and the best way to begin is getting used to hear it. For example, watching movies or series in original version or closed captioned. But the problem is that it's too late for some people, and only people who are very interested in learning English would do that.
Hello, my name is Adrián and I'm from Spain, from Zaragoza. Actually, I moved back from London 1 month ago, where I have lived for almost 2 years. And before that, I lived for 1 year in Sweden. In terms of my English learning history, I started learning English at school when I was, I think, 7 or 8 years old, and I continued learning English in high school. And after that, I stopped for a while when I started uni. At that point, my spoken English was not enough. I mean, I was unable to hold a proper conversation in English. And I think the problem was that I learned a lot of grammar, a lot of vocabulary at school, but I never learned how to speak properly. I didn't learn how to put all of that together. So when I started uni, I started watching films and TV shows in English, and that helped me a lot to understand English. So the last year of uni, I went to Sweden on Erasmus, and although I went to Swedish university, I took all my lessons in English, and it was actually there where I felt forced to speak in English, and my English started to become more fluent. I used to hang out with foreign students, so we had to communicate with each other in English. So after that year, my English was quite fluent, but it was, let's say, standard English, as most part of the people I spoke with were not English native speakers. So then it was after Sweden when I moved to the UK. I moved to London because I got an internship in a company, and after that I found a job in a marketing and advertising agency there. So it was in fact there where I learned proper English. I mean, English from England. I learned a lot of expressions. I learned how to understand different accents, and most important, I learned how to understand English people. I had to speak in English at work all day, and in the beginning I lived with an English girl and an Australian guy, so most part of my day was in English. And in terms of the difference between the English level in Spain and other countries, I think we still have a lot of work to do. There are a lot of stuff to catch up with, especially if we compare ourselves with other North European countries. We are way behind them. I saw it myself when I was living in Sweden. Almost everyone could speak at least a little bit of English, enough to make themselves understood. And that's something we need to work on.
So, what do you think are the Spanish students' skills in English?
Spanish people have a very good grammar, but at the time to speak to other people, we block. We're not able to continue speaking, and that's because we're doing a lot of writing exercises, and we don't think we have to do a lot of listening and speaking exercises.
Yeah, and do you think there are a lot of differences between the north and the south regions in Spain?
Yeah, I think there is less level in the south than in the north, but not only in English, in general knowledge too. And about pronunciation, in general it's worse than in the north. I think phonetics has a lot to do with it. For example, the Russian people have more difficulties to speak English because we eat the final letters of the words. However, in the north, apart from have a better knowledge, they pronounce better than us because they pronounce everything in the words. So.
Yeah, you're right with that. And I also sure that in Catalonia, especially thanks to Catalan, that is similar to French in some sounds that allow us to speak fluently, and because of the consonants and vowels. So that's a good theory that in the north, but also the Euskera is also good in that sounds, because they have a language very ancient and have also some sounds similar. So I think it's a pity, but you're from Jaén, so you have to improve it by traveling or something.
Hi, I'm Marina. My first contact with English was when I was 3 at the school. I have studied English for 16 years. To improve my level, I watch series, films and translate songs. I have been in Malta during 1 month, and there I meet a lot of friends from other countries who told me a lot of things about their countries. That's why I know that in Finland, for example, the level is much better because they study in English and Swedish as compulsory subjects. Also, they can choose some other language to study: Spanish, Latin, German, Russian, French, the Sami language, which is Finnish minority language, etc. In fact, in Finland, they can study almost any language they want. They study English at the school 3 times a week, and their lesson lasts 75 minutes. I think Finnish people speak and pronounce English quite well, because their television programs aren't that, and that's where their linguistic instinct develops every time they watch TV. So I think we must learn from the Finnish people because they are in the top highest English level of Europe. We should watch films in the original language. It will be a good way to improve our pronunciation.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Mitchell. I am 23 years old and I have 2 degrees actually, one in bachelor's in Spanish and one in linguistics. And later, when I go back to America, whenever that is, I will study translation.
Yeah, good. And so you're from America, right?
North Carolina.
And what can you tell us about Spain level in English from Spanish students?
I find that a lot of Spanish students have difficulty because honestly the teachers, they teach in Spanish and they say some words in English. So they have problems with some phonetic sounds, typical.
And do you think that when you first came here, you could speak English in street and in shops and all this?
No. When I came here, there was no speaking English, but I spoke Spanish, so there was no problem. I find that more people speak English in, for example, Portugal, which is not Spain, but in Portugal. And maybe, Spain, no English.
So here in Spain, we could say we're very low level here.
There are some people who speak well, but those are exceptional.